Hey everyone, Shashank this side. I hope you all are doing well today and safe at home. As you can see on my screen, topic for today is Amazon EMR, another analytics services within AWS. So as part of the analytics series, I have done a demo on Athena with the help of AWS Glue plus Elasticsearch service. How to configure these services within AWS, what are the concept behind it, on which mechanism those two services are running on. This will be the third important topic which is used widely across the industry for data processing, data analytics, Elastic MapReduce service. So I have jotted down few points regarding the concept, the architectural components, and then we'll be having a practical demo to understand the configuration, how you can use EMR to process a data with the help of Hive program. So first of all, let's understand the concept of EMR, Elastic MapReduce. What exactly EMR is? So it's a managed cluster platform that basically simplifies the running of your big data frameworks such as Apache Hadoop or Spark on AWS platform just to process and analyze the vast amount of data. What does that mean? So whenever you try to create an EMR, it gets created in form of clusters like master and the node section, right? And it's a platform within AWS where industry is using this as part of analytics services. So you can process your data, you can analyze your data, simplifies the data running on a big data framework like Apache Hadoop or Spark. So by using these framework and the related open source project such as Hive program or Pig program, we can process data for analytics purpose and we can build a business intelligence on top of that, like a workload on top of that. There is another advantage that it gets integrated with different set of storage services within AWS such as S3 and DynamoDB, which you can make it more useful while designing the analytics architecture within AWS platform. So the same thing is like written over here, like EMR is an industry leading cloud big data platform for processing vast amount of data using open source tool, Apache Spark, Hive, HBase, Flink, Hoodie, Presto, and all those stuff. Plus, you can run petabyte scale analysis at less than half cost of traditional on-premise solution and 3x faster than the standard Apache Spark. So if you compare this with your traditional data center environment, this is very helpful in terms of the cost. It will reduce the cost. I'm not saying it's half of the cost, but certainly it will going to reduce a lot of cost in terms of the data processing, right? Plus, it is faster than the normal Apache Spark environment within your traditional data center. For short running jobs, you can spin up and down, like these are elastic in nature, to the cluster and pay per second for the instances that are getting used, because as part of the cluster we'll be going to have EC2 instances. So as as per the requirement, I would say we can spin up, spin down the number of instances that is running this particular platform, and it's automatically scaled to meet the demand. So it is elastic in nature. Based upon our requirement, we can like have the costing model, like less instances while running the less load, then number of instances will go high while running the high workload. So if you have an existing on-premise deployment to an open source tool like Apache Spark or Hive, you can also run EMR cluster on AWS Outpost. So AWS Outpost is another service which comes as part of the compute. This was, I guess, launched last year in 2019, which is fairly a new service. But yes, if you are running a Spark or Hive on your traditional data center, then with the help of Outpost, we can run EMR cluster. So what are the benefits out of it, right? It's very easy to use. Less set of configuration, you will get high availability environment, plus it is flexible, elastic in nature, reliable and secure. So these are the benefits that what we are getting with Amazon EMR. Let's check the architectural component and overview basically. So Amazon EMR service architecture consists of several layers. It's not like one layer on which EMR is working on. It's a several layer component on which it provides certain capabilities and functionalities to the cluster. So one is storage. So we have like three kinds of storage which is getting used with EMR: Hadoop distribution file system, EMR file system, and local file system. When I talk about Hadoop distribution file system, HDFS, it's basically a distributed scalable file system for your Hadoop cluster. When it comes to EMR file system, it's a file system for that uses HDFS or S3 bucket as the file system in your cluster. And the last one is the local file system, which refers to the locally connected disk. This is one layer within EMR architecture. The another layer is cluster resource management. So cluster resource management basically manages the cluster resource for scheduling your jobs, for data processing, and it uses YARN as default. The next layer is data processing framework. So it supports different frameworks that are available for kind of processing that what we need. For example, Hadoop, MapReduce, Sage, and Spark. The last layer is application and program, because it supports vast layer of an application, like many applications are supported, such as Hive program, Pig, or Spark library, Spark streaming library, I would say. So these are the layers on which your EMR is based upon. The architecture works on these four layers, and if any of the layers goes down, the cluster will go down. So we have to be very careful while designing the analytics process with EMR. Where you can use EMR: in machine learning, in extraction of your ETL processes load, clickstream analysis, real-time streaming, interactive analytics, genomics, right? So these are the few components that we have to know before working on the EMR cluster or EMR as a service. So I hope this clears a lot in terms of the concept, the use cases, the architectural components, that what EMR is based upon, where you can use EMR when it comes to the big data processing platform, how you can configure. That we'll be going to see now as part of our practical demo. So let's jump to our AWS Management Console. So this is my AWS Management Console. Let's go to services, and EMR comes under analytics, which is here, Elastic MapReduce. Okay, so I have two cluster which is like terminated. Make sure guys, while doing a demo to your management, once you're done with your demo, just delete the cluster. Otherwise, you'll be going to pay high cost for unused cluster which is running. So I'm not going to go through all the components over here, because VPC subnets, events, and everything, block public access, you can do as part of the security configuration. So if you're not aware of the security networks, please watch my security and network related series, that what I have on my channel. That will give you a clear picture how these can be categorized and how these can be configured. So let's click on create cluster. It's a very simple configuration. I'm going to walk through all the steps what is needed as part of the configuration. Cluster name. So let's give this name as EMR cluster, EMR cluster test. I'm going to have logging on, so it will be going to log all the data within this bucket, because S3 is basically a cheap resource for us to have all the logging going to that bucket as a storage. Launch mode, we have two launch mode. One is cluster mode, one is step execution. If you see the information, step function, EMR will create a cluster, execute the added step, and terminate when done. So I'm going with launch cluster mode. Now here are the releases. So the latest one is EMR 6.1. You can see the beta version or 5. So it started somewhere from 4 and we have till 6. So you can take any of the cluster series, the EMR series over here. Let's, for example, let's go with 5.17. Now here we have different options of an application. Core Hadoop, Hadoop 2.8.4 with Gangelia 3.7.2. We have Hive program as well. Then you can go with HBase, Presto, and Spark. So depend upon your requirement, you can select your application. I'm going with Core Hadoop because as part of this practical demo, I'm going to run the Hive program and will show you the data processing, how it basically covers. Now, hardware configuration, you can select the type of instance. I'm going with M5 X large, number of instances would be 3, 1 master and 2 core nodes. The selected instance type adds 32 gigs of GP2 EBS volume by default. So that's a default storage of EBS volume. EC2 key pair is required while doing an SSH to your master node or slave nodes. That totally depends upon your requirement. Permission, you can create your own IAM rules. I'm going with a default which will give me an EMR role and EC2 instance profile as well. That will give an access to EMR cluster. Click on create cluster. So this will be going to take bit of time to get created. So as you can see, it is in starting mode. So we have to wait for few minutes. It hardly takes like 2 to 5 minutes, between 2 to 5 minutes to make it running this cluster. So let's see what are the options that we have. You can export your AWS CLI commands. Then we have monitoring. You can get your monitoring status from here for the cluster, plus the hardware configuration, its provisioning, the number of cores, the master instance, and all those stuff. If you click on configuration, you can see this in JSON format. Events, it will show you all the event type, the severity information, whether it is critical or warning or info. Steps, this is something very important where you will be going to add a step to run your Hive program or any jar program, right? So if you go to summary again, now what are the option we are getting over here? All the information related to the cluster, ID, creation date. Then you can click on connect. It will give you an option to do an SSH or RDP to the cluster. That depends. The subnet on which it is getting provisioned, all the security group section and everything for master and slave. So let's try to configure our Hive program. Go to the step section, click on add step. Now here we have step type, custom jar, streaming program, Hive program, pig program. I'm going to select Hive. Now you have to give the name of an Hive program. I'll keep this as it is. Script S3 location. So there is a document that Amazon has given. You can see that document for just for your demo purpose. Now the steps are written over here itself. For S3 script, you just copy this location. These are the Hive Cloud Front scripts that what we have for the data processing samples. So let's copy that, and instead of region, let's give this as US East 1. I'm in US East 1, Virginia. So you have to change that location. Input S3 location, again these are the samples. Select that and US East 1. Now output location will be my S3 bucket because that's where I'll be going to store my outputs. So let's go to S3 console. Now here are like few buckets that I have. I'm going to create something, this one. Okay, so let's take this as my bucket. Okay, and within this, do we have any folder? We have a test folder which is already having some sort of data. So let me create one new folder, test2, or let's say EMR, AES256, save. Let's use the location of bucket EMR. Action on failure, continue, cancel and wait, terminate the cluster. So we have both three options. So I'm going to have continue. It will give me all the details that what we'll be going to have. Click add. One of the following requires me output S3 bucket to be a valid location. Oh, okay. Add. Perfect. So as you can see, it's still in the starting mode. Until unless it gets into the running mode, it will not be going to run the Hive program. So we have to wait for a few minutes again. The master is getting bootstrapping and the core nodes are basically getting provisioned. So I'm going to have this video pause. Once the cluster gets into the running state, I'm going to resume it back just to show you how the configuration is working. Okay, so cluster is in running state and you can see the Hive program and the setup program has been completed successfully, 58 seconds. Expand this Hive program, we will get all the detail, jar location, main class, and this is in Hive script. And we'll be going to run this script as well from our EC2 instance, from master. But before that, let's go to this location and see do we have any process data or not. S3 management, then EMR inside OS request. So these two are the process data. Let's open one of them. Let's download. Let's download it. Here we go, Linux 813, Mac OS 852, and all these data, right? So that means our program is running fine with the help of EMR cluster and the sample data. The next step, let me show you how you can gain an SSH access to the cluster master machine. So connect to master node using SSH, right? So before that, we have not subnet actually. Open up security group of master instance and we need to add SSH connection F28. This is the one. Inbound role, inbound, and we'll be going to have SSH connection. I'm going to open from anywhere, save the rule. It's already exist. Okay, so I guess it has taken the same group that I added before. I mean, I created a cluster, so it has used the same security group. So that means SSH connection is already open. Click and copy this. Let's open our terminal. Let me maximize this. My archive. My SSH key is in archive folder. So I'm going to remove this part. I seen a permission issue while using this ready path. Enter. I want to connect, permanently added, and here we have our EMR master instance. So what you can do just to test from your system. So let's copy this command and we will be going to change EMR slash, let's say, out, another folder, enter. Now this will be going to create or process your data. That's the same thing that what we have done from our EMR console. So let's wait for a few seconds. This will be going to complete within 1 minute. The last one was completed within 58 seconds. Logging initialize using the configuration. You can see the elapsed time. So before this gets completed, let me show you few different options what we have in EMR. We have something called Notebook. This is related to Jupyter Notebook, which is in trending nowadays a lot. So I'm going to have another video created with how you can deploy a Jupyter Notebook with EMR cluster. So that will be very beneficial for everybody to learn about Jupyter Notebook because that is something trending within market as of now. So I'm going to create another video for that. Notebooks run free of charge and are saved in Amazon S3 independently of the cluster. Standard billing for cluster and Amazon S3 apply. So that's the thing. Services are free, but the resource that you are using, you have to pay for that. That's basically Amazon pricing works, right? Let's go to cluster and again here 34 seconds. Our output is an EMR out OS request. So let's go to S3 EMR. Let's go to EMR. This will take a bit of time. Yeah, out OS request. We have, let's open this one. What do we have? Okay, so this has been downloaded. Double click. We have two Android and Windows. Again, these are the sample data. I just wanted to show you how you can configure, how you can do a data processing, the analytics section within EMR with the help of CLI, with the help of EMR console. Let's go back to EMR again. So these are the things that you can do. You can enable your SSH connection on your core nodes as well. As I said, the persistent user by default, it use YARN timeline server. Okay. So, and again, if you want to have a monitoring done, or if you want to have different set of configuration done, if you want to do like, instead of having Hive, you want to use Spark, then you can do that as well. So that totally depends upon the requirement. I just showed you with the help of Hive and with the help of sample data that we have from Amazon. I was not having the sample data with me, so that's why I took it from Amazon and showed it to you. Another important part, as I told you in the beginning, that once you're done with the demo, once you're satisfied that your management is good with this particular demo, just terminate your cluster. Otherwise, you'll be going to pay very high cost for running unused cluster. So let me go ahead and terminate this. This was just for the demo purpose for me. So I hope this clears a lot in terms of the configuration, the demo, and how you can configure rest of the other stuff within EMR cluster. So that's it guys for this particular video. Place out a comment in comment section and I'll be there to help you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.